Continuing with 8.1, example 3, says given the functions defined by f of x equal to x minus 7 and h of x equals 2x cubed, find the function values if possible. So on A, they want us to do f of h of 3. F of h of 3, which means we can see this as f of x times h of x. The way I would do it first is actually write your f of x equation, which happens to be x minus 7, times your h of x equation, which is 2x cubed. Use the distributive property. I'm going in reverse now from the right to the left. So 2x cubed times x, that makes it 2x to the 4th, minus 2 times 7, that's 14x to the 3rd. Once you're coming at this point, notice that there's a 3 here. That's what you're replacing x with. This is your x value being substituted in. So we're going to put 2 parentheses 3 to the 4th power minus 14 3 to the 3rd power. So 2 still slides down. Remember, you got to do 3 to the 4th power first. Rule of PEMDAS and GEMDAS. Grammar, excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, whichever way you want to remember it. Exponents are first. 3 to the 4th power is 81. 3 to the 3rd power is 27. Then you're going to do multiplication here. So 2 times 81, that is 162. 14 times 27, using calculator, just because I'm very tired right now. 14 times 27 gives us 378. Looking right here, you see 162, which is, you have $162, but you spent $378, which we didn't have enough. So our answer is going to end up being negative. So when you do the math and subtract, you end up with negative 216. Okay, on B it says h divided by f with a 7. So think of it as h of 7 over f of 7. Could I have done this with example A? Yes, we could have just made it f of 3, h of 3, plugged in through 3 for both of them, individually done the math and ended up with the same answer. So it says h of 7, f of 7. So if we look at our h equation, h says 2x to the 3rd, so we're writing 2, 7 to the 3rd, because that's what h is representing. It says f of 7, f of x is x minus 7, so I'm going to write 7 minus 7. When you do the math on the denominator, that's 343, I get 0. 0 in the bottom, remember the rules, that is undefined. You stop, you don't finish this problem. The minute 0 happened, it becomes undefined, unless you take the limit of a function, and we're not doing that right now. Okay, says h of f of 2. So remember, this is h of f of x, which is the same thing as saying h of 2. So when we look at our problem, we need to go to our f of x equation, because that's what happens to be the problem. So we have h, and then it's going to be x minus 7, and we're plugging in 2 into this, so we become h of negative 5. And then now we're plugging the negative 5 into our h of x equation. So 2 times negative 5 cubed. Remember the rules. Exponents have to come first. So negative 5 repeated 3 times, still negative, so it's negative 125. And then finalize your math. So 2 times negative 125 makes it negative 250. Now comes some of my favorite pieces. What if happens if they ask you to interpret a graph? The graph actually gives you your answers. You just need to look. So example 4 says the functions of f and g are pictured. Find the functions' values if possible. So On A, they want us to find g of 2. So notice your equations. You have your coordinate plane, your x and y axis. The red graph line is your g of x equation. The blue line happens to be your f of x equation. Since A is representing g of 2, remember the 2 represents, that is your x. This is what the x is. They want to know if x is equal to 2, where is your y component? So we go to the red line, we go to x equal, here's 1, 2, x equal to 2. My y component is at -1, so I am an answer of -1. On B, it says f minus g of -3. So what they're asking you to do is f of -3 minus g of -3. So we're going to look at our f equation first, our f line. We're going to go to x equal to -3. Here's -1, -2, f of -3, and we go down. The graph line is at y equal to -2. So I'm going to replace it by saying -2. There's a minus sign because I'm subtracting the g. I'm going to my g line. I'm going to -3. -1, -2, -3, and I go up. I'm at y equal to +3, so I'm going to put 3 in parentheses. When you look here, it's -2 minus another 3, making it -5 as an answer. When you look at C, it says g divided by f of 5. So we're looking at our g of 5 divided by f of 5. So I'm looking at my g equation. I'm going to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at +1. F of 5, here's the red line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's at 0. What happens to this? Remember the rules. 0 in the denominator makes it undefined. And then the last one says f of g. So we're looking at f of g of -2. So first thing we got to do is find g of -2. So g of -2 is first. We're going to -2 on the g line. -1, -2. 1, 2, 3. So I'm at 3. Now I want f of 3. That's the one we're looking for to finalize. So I go to f, which is the blue line. 1, 2, 3. I'm at 1. So my answer is 1.